Everybody, hold on, wait a second. Don't be scared. Look there, really shine. Right there.
This is your day.
You understand? You understand?
I am.
All right, thank you. You want to take a picture?
Do me one
Come on.
favor. Good. Hold on. Yeah. That's enough.
Yes, so
How did they get in here? I never take
yes, I will have to.
Judy, are you in touch with her at all?
I tried to reach out and
Yeah, I was just at the United Nations. That is when it was launched, actually. Oh. Thank you for coming. Let's go have fun. I feel like it's time to eat now. This one, let's take a picture.
Yeah.
From the state. Okay, Marissa. This is like gold. It's a Hampton.
We talked to her about clearing
Okay. Yeah, because that's not always. Okay.
their website.
Your brother what?
You're supposed to be saying, queen.
The queen. Yeah, a friend of mine was telling me I called it told her that. And, friend, it didn't trouble
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to start by saying welcome. Welcome to African Diaspora Day at the state capital. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to have our brothers and sisters together. This particular event is, we just make it, how do you say, like very casual, very family oriented, because it's kind of different from the ones we've been having. Today's program, if you look at it, nothing really serious. We won't talk about resolution, won't talk about, not really so much about the book, but about us as a family, as African people. To help us to start, we will have, say a prayer. Say a prayer. We'll let the woman start the prayer, right? And then Dr. Ellis.
Excuse me? Now, I'm willing to refer to a minister, a rabbi, an imam, say anything.
We'll say a prayer, opening prayer for us, please.
So maybe can we either bow heads, hold hands, connect? Can we just touch each other? We are all family here. I know I feel like that we are. And so if everyone could just touch someone beside them. If you can't stand, just touch someone. Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this time, God, that you gathered all of us together, God, from near and far. You brought us here for an awesome time such as this, God. We ask you, Lord God, that you will continue to lead and guide the leaders in this, the voices in this whole organization and this empowerment of the world, God. Thank you for allowing us to be the light of the world in this earth, oh God. Continue to convict us, God, that we may rise up and be the people that you called us to be, oh God. I thank you right now, Lord, for every heart, every person, every hand that's been touched by someone else. Thank you for giving us the courage to stand on other shoulders that have gone before us and continue to liberate us so that we may liberate those that have been left behind, God. And so as we do this, God, as we fellowship and as we become one with another on today, God, continue to remind us, oh God, where we come from and how far we've come, God, and that we have not yet reached the potential that you have put in us, which is called purpose. So we thank you for the leader of this. We thank you for Dr. Blessings. We thank you for her. We thank you for her team. We thank you for every visionary that has brought this together. And may we continue to grow this. May this continue to affect every city, state, and country across this nation, God. We thank you for this day. Bless the food that we're about to receive and the nourishment for our body. It is in your Son we do pray. We lift your name. Amen.
Amen. Wow, how awesome is that? Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. She's awesome. Yes. It's different from the other ones we've been having because today I don't know, I'm not, somebody says I gyrate. I'm all over the place. Gyrate. But you know, today I'm not really feeling like gyrating. I just feel like I have a lot on my mind to share, and I really want us to speak, to talk to each other, to rub minds together. Right now, we have a program to follow, but I think it's of no consequence following this program because the senators and the members that we have, they are still in session. You know, we just finished the first part. If you missed the first part, hey, sorry. That was awesome at the Senate session. But we're about to move to the second session, second part. So the legislators are still working. So we are not going to have them come to speak to us now. But when they are ready, they will come. Senator James will be here, and the other representatives and the senators will be here to speak to us as well. But I think that it's for a purpose too, because we are the ones that truly want to be here, Africans. We are the ones that want to really rub our minds together. We are the ones that we really need to engage and speak, because when you say Africans in the diaspora, hey, come in. African in the diaspora, we Africans, we all know Africans are many. We are many. So see that each time we call people to come, we only have a few people. It means that there's something else that we need to do. So that is why I really think that other people not being here is just us. Before we get into the food, I really want us to engage. I really want us to talk about what do we need to see happen. Because this is where the decision is being made. Though. Our children, our businesses, we all have it here, but yet we do other things outside, but we really don't have the connections here. So the reason why I felt like I'm not gyrating is that I really feel like I need to calm down and really talk to each of us one-on-one and see, so that next time it will be better done. Next time we'll have our people come out, because we are many. And for us, there's nothing wrong with us. We cannot have African run in the office. As large as we are in America, we can have Africans represent us here too, in this house. So I feel like we are working very hard. We have resilient people. We have very talented, very well educated. But there's this area of community engagement that we are not really part of the process. And that bothers me and a lot of us here too. So I believe that there is no other better time than now to engage, because there are some people who were here 2 years ago that are not here with us today, not as in depth, I mean as in participating. They feel like somebody said, what's the need for me? What's the need in my pocket right now? What am I going to get? I have to work. I said, I understand that. That is, every one of us will have to, struggle and work for our families and make ends meet. But when you look at it, sometimes it might not be what you get now. There might not be something for you to get right now. I started here a few years ago when I was called to come for a service like this. And I came. And since then, my life has never been the same again. Why? Because I got engaged with the senators, the representatives, and have worked with a senator, a representative before, who hopefully will be here today, Diaspora representative Diaspora from Badoston. Yeah, I worked with him for about a year or two, I think, about 2 years as an international advisor before I started working with Senator James as an international chief advisor. And since then I have met with different people, and just last week my book and my movie were launched this one was launched at the United Nations. And I was picked to come and speak. I mean, it was a big deal. And then this one was, I have the First Lady of Nigeria being the special guest of this occasion. The reason why this kind of meeting is important is not just for this, maybe overnight, or for things to happen, but your own part might be different from my part. But what I'm saying is that if I did not come out when the call was made like this, I probably would not have had the opportunity of where I'm at today. It's still a struggle, it's still a journey. I'm still on the journey. But when I stood last on Sunday at the United Nations and speak at the General Assembly, when I was talking about the message in this book, then I realized that we have a lot of work to do. In order for us to truly impact our own community, impact our own families, we have to bridge the gap. And it starts with you and me. Now, because if we don't, our future generation will suffer the consequences. We have a voice, and our voices matter. As a people, as an African people, we are many here, dispersed, doing different stuff. The struggle is real. Then my call to each and every one of you who has sacrificed to be here, because I know you're supposed to, you could have been at work right now, something else, somewhere else, but you have made that time to come. I'm truly grateful that you are here. But we must think about what is, it's not just what's in it now, but what is in it for you as an individual and our community and the place that we live in. We have adopted Georgia as a home, America as our home, left far away from Africa to come here. If we are not united here, if we are not doing what we're supposed to do here, can you imagine how are we able to bridge the gap to people back home in Africa? So I want to pause for a minute and let us think about that, think about our individual roles as the blessing of Africa, as a solution to our own issues, to our own communities, as a blessing of our world. We have the solutions in our own hands, but together we are stronger. Until we sacrifice that and understand that we have to reach out, like when a call like this is made, we have to be here. It's not just about an individual. I don't want somebody to come and celebrate me and my achievements. No, I don't want it to be like that moving forward. I want you to come with your own business. I want you to come with your ideas. How can we support you? How can we support you in what you are doing? If you have vision and dream, we have the legislators here who can lead us. If we want to do business, international business, doing business to Africa, for example, they can support us. But if we are on our own struggling individually, that can never be achieved. So on this particular day, I want us to reflect on those two things: community engagement, which is like political affairs as well, being part of it, and then bridging the gap among ourselves, and then so that we can actually benefit people back home. So I know we all have different ideas on what we want to see. Why will you tell your neighbor, your other African person from Africa, or African descendant, let me put it that way? Why will you tell them to come and they will jump up and say, okay, I must be there. If I don't go, I'm going to miss out on something. What is that thing that we must do to make it appealing? Because when you call Asians to come here, they come like that. When you call Hispanic people, they come like this. But when you call us, we call God, it's like you have to drag somebody. A lot of us have been here, a lot of us have given up because we don't see anything coming back to us. But how can we change that narrative? How can we change this so that moving forward, we can lay a solid path for ourselves and our children? We do our businesses here, we have our children here. And all of us, their voices matter. A lot of people are going through a lot from Africa, African immigrants, African descendants, blacks. We have to be honest with ourselves. In Africa, I remember growing up in the village, in the streets, everybody plays. Things are quite different. Our children here that we're having is not like we did back home. It takes a village, but how can it take a village in this kind of environment? It's so difficult. But when we come together with common culture, common, African descendant, like I said when I was talking about this in United Nations, I wanted people to understand that it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake that you were born black. It's not a mistake that you were born black as for African descendants, meaning black. It's not even a mistake that you were born in Africa, because Africa is rich and Africa is blessed. We must understand that and appreciate that. And then we must see the solution in ourselves as a solution to our own issues. So, where do we go from here? I will pause. I want us to think about it, so that next time you'll be able to come with other people that are Africans, that are African descendants from Haiti, from Jamaica, from Bahamas, just name it. We are all, as long as you're black, what I notice is that we have common issues. And also we also have a lot to share. We have a lot to share. A lot to share, whether it's our food, whether it's somebody brought food from Togo. I don't even know the kind of food that they have. It's different from the one we have in Nigeria. So we have a lot to share, our experiences. But when we come together, we can harness our individual strengths, and then we are stronger together. But thank you all for coming. We are stronger together. Don't leave here without knowing somebody else today. Don't leave here without exchanging your business ideas. And if you are doing something that we want us to know about, please come up, step up, let us know what you are doing. Let us know how we can support you. Last year, I have a testimony. Maybe somebody else's testimony, but I will give the testimony. Last year, during this same event, somebody told me what they were doing, that they were doing insurance. I'm like, okay. But I have just encouraged people to support each other. So when I go home, guess what I did? I called the person up. You do insurance, but I have insurance. We all have insurance. We all do. I called the person up, and today, since then, I have been with that person's, their own insurance. So whatever you can, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that we should learn to support each other. Yeah. You are here today. You cannot go and still feel like you are alone. You should feel like you've met me. I have met you. Let's have a connection. Let's connect. Let's call up on each other. Let's check on each other. Let's do things that we know we struggle with on a regular basis as people who are living on their own. I hope I'm making myself clear. Yeah. So together we are stronger. Please get to know somebody else that's close to you, and the senators, they will come. The legislators will come in a short while. Feel free, give them your business card, tell them, ask them questions. They are here to serve us. They are here to serve you. And get to know them. There's this business in your mind. There's this idea in your mind that you have not been able to do. This is the time to start to uncover all these things. You are no longer alone on this one. You have legislators. That is why you are sacrificing your day to come here. So please, let's get into it. Let's have fun. Let's get to know each other, and let's make our community stronger and better. Yay! Thank you. I'm setting how do you say, standard, meaning that you cannot be doing something that people don't know about, especially your African people. So this book was launched at the United Nations last Sunday. It was beautiful, it was nice. I'll show you pictures. It's powerful. I would like for you to get a copy. We have hardcovers, we also have soft copies, and it's 1995. There's something in there that when I said Africa is Africa's time is now. Today is African Diaspora Day, so we cannot talk about Africa Diaspora Day without talking about the motherland. And so, even in the resolution, this was also talked about. So, we all grab a copy if you can. If not, that's okay. But what I'm saying is that we should learn to support each other, and we should learn to have the spirit of Africa in mind, because we are the blessings of Africa. We are the blessings of Africa. You are the blessing of Africa. You have to see yourself like that. And there's a lot to uncover in the book. So it's right here today for sale. Thank you all. Okay, now, as we are getting food and enjoying ourselves, if you have anything to promote, so say, this is one of your benefits. Please come. Let's hear you. Let's hear from you. We want to be able to support you. That should be the purpose why you are here. That is what bridges the gap. Okay, so I was told that any sister, Sandra Scott, she's amazing, supporting Africa. Look at her. Oh my God! Did you know when I talked about Dexter? I talked about somebody I had worked with before. That is representative Dexter Shopper. So they will talk with us while we, just sit and enjoy ourselves. Thank you. Sandra, always support you. Thank you so much for your love for Africa.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome this morning and welcome to your state capital. Thank you. I'm State Representative Sandra G. Scott. I am the Vice Chair of the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus, and I serve District 76 out in Clayton in Henry County. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure to have you all here with us today. And we would just like to say that we are here to assist and help you all when you all need us. If you have any issues, you have any complaints, please contact the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus. We are here. We are your voices here at the state capitol. Like I said, we have a very busy day today, so I know you will have people coming in and out because we are almost getting ready to start voting. And I would just like to say again, thank you all for coming out. And these doors are always open, and you all are always welcome to come and visit your state capital. I'm sure that you all have heard of all the types of bad legislation that are coming forth. We ask that you all just get prepared to brace, and we just have to do what we need to do to keep fighting. We cannot stop fighting. We cannot stop voting. We must continue to register people to vote. We must continue to encourage our people to get out to vote. Because I tell you, like I tell most, number 45 is helping us this year. But we need you all to help push number 45. That means, when I say help push, that means help get people to the polls to vote. He's given us all the weapons and all the materials we need. He's encouraging us by the things and the acts that he's doing to encouraging us to get up. It's time for us to get up and rise up. And we could do that by going to the polls to vote. And we could change the demographic. We could change the demographics of this capital. You know, they want to change the demographics of our cities. Well, we could change the demographic of this capital by going out and vote. So I'm encouraging you all to continue to fight and stand along with us, continue to register people to vote, and continue to take people to the polls and encourage them to vote. Again, I'm State Representative Sandra G. Scott, the Vice Chair of the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus, and I welcome you here today. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome you guys now. My name is Georgia. I'm on the Georgia-Florida line. Like Blessing said, she's really become a good friend to me. And I think we met maybe 4 years ago. We was in a program longer than that. And we just met, and she was very nice and began to tell me a lot about your culture, well, our culture, but a little bit deeper in the culture. And it's very important that we continue to support one another. And the one thing I want to see is us work with our young kids a little bit more on financial literacy and financial awareness, because if we want to have a voice, it's going to take some money, to be honest, to compete and have that voice we need. Also, to encourage all of you to continue to be business owners. I know a lot of you guys sitting in here, you may have businesses and you may not have businesses, but if we really want to empower our people, it's going to come through entrepreneurship. Because we were blessed and we created entrepreneurship, really, but we're not benefiting like we should. So I want you guys, if you have that idea that you've been tussling around with, or that business in your heart that you've been sitting on for years, get with somebody that knows business, research it, study it, and let's go ahead and get these businesses out here, because when we own businesses, we a lot of times hire our own. So therefore, let's stop complaining about the unemployment and get out there and start some businesses and hire our people so we can get more empowerment in our communities. Thank y'all so much.
Okay, we have a guest member from the House of Rep. Hey!
Very good.
Oh my God. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for the invitation. I believe that our open arms to each other have not extended as far as they can. And I think that something that is so beautiful about our shared cultures is that we understand the power of a hug and a smile and breaking bread and laughing. So I want to come today as the baby of the House and the Senate to encourage you today to hug someone, to smile at someone, to make someone laugh, because this place sometimes becomes very dreary. And additionally, if we can continue to bring some love and some open arms, I do think that policy will change in our lifetime so that we will not have such an unfriendly.
To visit Africa was when I was in the Navy, which was back in 1984. I joined in 83, but I visited Africa for the first time in 84. And so it's absolutely an honor and a pleasure to see you all here. I wore my touch of culture. I will leave you with these two thoughts. If we don't do it for ourselves, who will? Okay? If we don't do it for ourselves, who will? The second thing I will leave with you is this. We have to be able to tell our story. And so I love the fact that we are authors. You know, when I went to watch the Black Panther movie for the fourth time, right? It just renews something. And so now we not only tell our story by way of books, but we also can tell our story by way of movies. So thank you all for being here. Much love to you. If there's anything I can do, I serve in District 64, which is South Fulton and Fayette County. So if you reside in College Park, Union City, Fairburn, City of South Fulton, Tyrone, and Fayetteville, you're probably in my district. All right, so thank you all so much.
I'm the reason why you're in this room today.
Let's give a clap for that.
The reason I say that, I served in the Georgia General Assembly. And while I was in the Georgia General Assembly, I wrote a white paper on people in Africa and in Latin America, in the Caribbean, and in Georgia, working and doing business together. We created a program while I was in the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus called the Center for Trade and Technology Transfer. And to my happiness, I resigned from the General Assembly and started the Center for Trade and Technology Transfer. Our sole purpose was to get people in Georgia who look like me and you to do business with people in Africa, the Caribbean, and Latin America. And when Ms. Sandra Bell, the lady here with the camera, came on board, we started the first African Day program here in this capital. But I'm telling you, there are things we could do, as the lady stated earlier, by working together. We did it to try to get people in Africa and in America to work together. A lot of my foreparents, here's a story I tell about Africa. Whenever I meet somebody from Ghana and Nigeria or some other place telling me what they are, you know what I tell them? When your great-great-granddad and mine was running around in the jungle, they weren't from Ghana, they weren't from Nigeria, they spoke the same language and we could talk to each other. And that's the problem now. We let lines that draw it up by the G7s and G8s in Savannah, Georgia in the 40s divide us. Where the Spanish, the French, the English, and everyone else who had brought us here, my grandparents, as slaves and colonized my brothers, sisters, and cousins that they left back home. But it's time for us to work together. When I made my first trip to Africa, the first thing I found out, that God will continue to bless our people in Africa. Because I saw coffee beans germinating on the ground. I saw chocolate rotting on the ground. I saw rubber out of rubber trees could not be sold because the Europeans were just exploiting my brothers and sisters. But I know if we work together, we have a better opportunity for the generation to come in behind us. We have to start not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today. You have to make it in your mind, that's going to be the offset. That your grandkids, your kids, will not work for nobody else but themselves. We have to tell our leaders in government, if you pumping oil from BP, you getting them 100,000 barrels a day, why can't we give ourselves 20,000 barrels a day? So we can sell the gas in the U.S., Canada, and everywhere else. We have to work together, but the mindset starts today. And I appreciate that this program is still going on. It ain't the African today that we had years ago when I started in the early 2000s. But my job was one thing, with some of them was programming and staging. I would run over and buy flags and put flags all around this capital for 55 countries. You understand? So it's all about us working together. Your speaker was correct. And I thank you for coming to the Capitol. Let's do it. Let's work for the next generation. It's not by me. I can never be nothing but rich in my life. But wealth have to inherit through generations. God has given us everything we needed from the sky to the earth in the motherland. All we need to do is add our knowledge and our value to that and stop being exploited. Thank you.
Yes, hold on. I got it all. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
I think you said all. Thank you so much.
Simon, come in and get in this picture.
Oh, okay.
Here now, and the message, I reiterate what Dr. Queen Blessing said earlier, that we all live here, and this is part of our process, and we have to become engaged in the process. It's not good enough for us to have good jobs here, have a beautiful home and cars, and be disenfranchised and not a part of the process. And so there needs to be a reflection even in the political process for all of us to get engaged. We can run for office, yes we can. We can be our school, get engaged in the school board, get engaged in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, because we're here and we have so much to contribute. We know that our educational system sometimes in our country is excellent, and so we can contribute, and we do contribute. And we have a prime example with Dr. Queen Blessing, who is actually an author and has put her work out there. And so I'm just happy to be a part of the process today, happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me here. And like she says, we really have to stay connected, because we lose power when we're disconnected, when we're not connected with each other. So thank you so much for having
Well, good afternoon. I'm Jack Ellis, Honorary Consul General for Uganda, former mayor of Macon, Georgia. We call it Maconga. M-A-C-O-N-G-A, Maconga. But anyway, good to be with you. I have been traveling in and out of the African continent for quite some time now, and to even from last century, I can say, into this century. I would like to recognize a couple of people that I represent Uganda, but I'm a chief in Ghana. Now you say, well, why are you a chief in Ghana and representing Uganda? Well, when I was the mayor of Macon, I had some contacts in Uganda, but when I was the mayor of Macon, I established a sister city in Ghana, the city of Elmina. Those of you who've been to Ghana, Elmina, that's where about 6 million enslaved Africans were shipped from what they call the castle. I prefer to call it the slave dungeon that the Portuguese built in the 1500s. A friend of mine who has traveled throughout Africa with me, Ron, anyway, he's gone, but Queen Blessing we're talking about. Of course, I'd like to recognize the president of the Ghanaian Women's Association of Georgia. Agnes, who is here, they're doing great work. Give them a hand. They're doing great work. But let me tell you how we are connected. How we get connected. Well, that's where she works in northern Nigeria. And she's a Muslim, so I greet her in peace. Assalamu alaikum. And my sister Zainab. She's not just working on the ground in Nigeria, she's working all over the world, traveling around the world to promoting women and girls, an organization. And I let her, can I let her say just a couple words about her organization that she has started. I host a television program in Macon before I went back to Uganda 3 weeks ago. I had her on my program.
My name is Zainab Mohammed. That short story was so beautiful, and Mayor Ellis has held me so grounded in Atlanta City since I came in about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I had other cities to touch, but there's something about the love and the African culture in Atlanta that is so beautiful. The organ harvesting business that is so booming, the sex slave is back on and big time. So what we do is advocate for good governance, but we need women participatory. In Nigeria, we are right behind in everything. We are lacking. The gap is so big. So what we tend to do is come out to advocate within the diaspora and within Nigeria to talk about how can we come together globally, partner together, and be the voice.
Legislative work, but please, let's get involved and let's connect. And if you haven't collected my card, make sure you do after this. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Like I said earlier, they are here to serve us. They are here to support us. So whatever questions you have, get to know them. This is Representative Billy Misho. Please pay attention to him.
No. It's good to see you all here, my brothers and my sisters. I tell folks all the time, man, I need to go to Nigeria, I need to go to Africa, all over the explore with you. If some of you here can help a brother out here, matter of fact, many of you in here look like my brothers and my sisters and my cousins, and that's probably more true than not. But I do want to welcome you all to the state capitol, and this is your state capitol, and it really is. It's bought and paid for by your tax dollars, and I'm glad to see that we have Dr. Queen Blessing still leading the charge on this issue. She works so hard on these issues here, and I'm always so proud of what she does, because I will tell you, if she doesn't do it, if she doesn't accomplish all the things that she's done, these kinds of issues may never be raised with us. So I would encourage you to continue to support her, and the next time some of you go back home to Africa, you think of a brother and take me with you. I'd love to go and to spend some time. Thank you so very much, and welcome again. If you don't mind, I'm going to take Dr. Blessing with me. I'll bring her back next week. You can't take him with me? All right. Good to see you. Let's take a picture here. This is going on Ebony Magazine right here.
So Joe Beasley is in the house. Everybody, let's get this.
What a celebrity in our midst.
Dr. Joe Beasley is, look, he had to go to the doctor's office this morning before he came here. That is how much love he has for our people. He's actually going to Nigeria this weekend as well. So we should. Look handsome, oh my God, look how handsome. You doing okay? So, look at Papa.
I've never been here before. I've been in Georgia for 10 years. This is my first time to set foot here. I experienced the Senate other thing. And more importantly, the connectivity she's talking about is very crucial. And I just want to encourage that Dr. Blessing and all of us should get connected to various African organizations in town and in the US. I'm the national president of the BLM from Cameroon, so we'll be hosting our convention here. I look forward to inviting a number of you to come join us so that we can celebrate and showcase the rich African diversity and culture. Thank you.
Thank you. Is a Heman, Inekdidian. Fortunately, I do not have an accent. I'm born and raised here. First generation. Went to Georgia State University graduate. So I've been here all my life. I've seen Atlanta. I've also been to Nigeria. I completed my NYSC a few years ago. Was part of the administration when Goodluck was running for re-election. I was there during that whole time period, back and forth between 2010 and 2012. And so I spent a lot of time just kind of getting to understand Nigeria and what exactly is it about. And so from that experience, I was able to run for city council in the new city of South Fulton just last year. And so from the experience I learned in Nigeria, I took that and I ran for election in my local once the new city was formed. And the idea was to really find out exactly what do our people want and what can we achieve. Unfortunately, I did not win, but I did learn a lot. And I learned that our community, we really need to come together and create an agenda.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. I thought it was appropriate for me to go after Ian because he talked about building community. And I wanted to talk about building a nation. I'm from Nigeria, as Blessing has said. And as you may or may not know, Nigeria was called the Giant of Africa. Yes. In my opinion, I don't think it is a Giant of Africa anymore. Because we put our trust in leadership that didn't take us beyond what they were able to. Because you can only give what you have. And I've been outside the country for 20 years. I've been going back and forth every now and then, especially for the political process. And I've decided to accept the challenge to run for the president of the country. I have done a thing or two about administration, having lived in the US for over 20 years. And I know that all it takes is administering a country, and so we can bring our country into the 21st century. So all I need is this kind of network for us to be able to work together to build community and then translate that to building a nation. And I would appreciate the help of each and every one of you in this room and beyond. Thank you.
But I missed the trip to Nigeria last year. But I have a neighbor that lives down the street from me, and I'll be making a trip to Ghana to meet the president to talk about some things as well, to get books going over there and shoes and stuff like that. But I came here and Blessing, I know Blessing for a long time, very long time, and me and her talked about doing things we never got it done, but now it's a chance to get it done. But and like you were saying, to connect with people, and I do a radio show every Saturday. And I like to connect with everybody in here to come on my show and talk. It's not about me, it's about you guys. Talk about what are you doing. And the first person I connected with today, and I want them on my show tomorrow, is Miss Nunga. I mean, we talked, and you're going to be on my show tomorrow, right? Amen. So, you'll be on my show tomorrow, and I'm going to give it's www.WAEN or studio21.com. Or just look me up on Facebook, John L. Sanders. It's going to be Facebook Live. I do that as well. And my thing is to let the community, let the world know what each and everybody's doing. It's not even about me. I care less it's about me. It's about every individual in here. So, and another thing, I would like to become partners with somebody in whatever part of Africa, whether it's Ghana, Nigeria. You know, if you need some help getting shoes, I don't care what it is. You know, I'm ready to do that. And I can give my boss representative to help out. Now, I'm glad what you said, what this man said. I mean, come now. I talked too much, right?
No. That's perfect, because people don't understand.
You know, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, Representative Bond, he became a state representative. They wouldn't let him take office. He had to go through all types of superior courts. But this is your house. I come in here every day to go to work. You know what? And I'm happy to come with a Kool-Aid smile every day.
Yes, that's a powerful year, we had a, I don't know, people that were here, we had a dance. We had a dance. And it was so big, so loud, and it was getting on some people's necks. But the fact of the matter is this. Papa! Yes.
Thank you, it's very kind. Blessings. I grew up on a plantation about 40 miles south of here, the sharecropper's son, which is one step from slavery. And so I've been there and done that. But I didn't like being on a plantation. Haitian slaves rose up and defeated the strongest army in the world at that time, Napoleon Bonaparte from France. And it really debunked the whole idea of white supremacy. They'd gotten away. White people had gotten away with the lie that black people were inferior until the Haitians rose up and defeated Napoleon. And that changed the world. France wanted out of the whole Western Hemisphere at that time, and so they sold the Louisiana territory to the United States. And next year, when we get together, we'll deal with some issues. I'm on the way to Nigeria. To Nigeria tomorrow. I'll be meeting with President Buhari on Monday. And my task is to talk about to the president about what's going on in Cameroon. And I've been engaged in what's going on in Cameroon. Who you all following or not? I have to follow what's going on. In Cameroon, I guess it's been almost a year now. We've got English-speaking Cameroon and French-speaking Cameroon. And when they decided to come together, they had agreed that everything would be bilingual. It would be in French and in English. But they didn't do it. And the old man
Senator James, everybody has been, you say a lot of the legislators have been coming to airport to welcome us, to talk to us, but Senator James has been to Africa many times. She's opened the door just like all of them have been saying since. They've opened their doors for us. So we have no choice than to participate and be here so they can actually give them a chance to help us. So I'm going to welcome quickly State Rep, please.
First, I'd like to thank everyone, the organizers, State Senator Angela James, Queen Blessed, and Papa. I am so delighted to have been able to hear your words of wisdom, because we all can learn. I am State Representative Karen Bennett. I represent parts of DeKalb County and Gwinnett County. And I'd like to welcome each and every one of you here today. It just does so much for my heart. But going back to Papa, Papa is a perfect example of what we can do when we know our history. When you know your history, you are empowered and armed with the things, the tools that we need to necessarily make change happen. So I'd like to thank him for making change happen. I hate to come behind you because I don't know that much of my history. But strawberry. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, you know, we are in the office. What kind of support? That is where this is all going. Being here and this particular platform.
And I'm representing the Nigerian Women Organization of Georgia. The Nigerian Women Organization of Georgia was founded in the year 2000. And it's community-based, service-oriented ladies from different areas of Nigeria. Membership includes back in and we'll finish our program. I look forward to greeting all of you and answering your questions. And we have everybody get up and make our way to the staircase. Everything. Access to everything. Everybody, please come out for 1 minute. Come on, one group picture. They work together. 1, 2, 3. Representative Dexter, what are you doing over there?
I took some.
I've been to Senegal, been to Ghana, been to Uganda, been to South Africa, and I've been to Israel. I always like Africa Day because we bring together people from all parts of the diaspora, with us who came from the diaspora, who still understand the diaspora and love our people. So thank you. I also...
Thank you, Representative Abel Thomas. I did not know. I just kind of wandered around today and I saw that it was Africa Day and came in. But I've had the chance in 2002. I was able to spend 3 months in Africa and really went to a lot of the countries in Southern Africa, and it was the most amazing, life-changing, perspective-shifting experience. I had the opportunity to go back, and I went to Tanzania and was able to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Here, nobody can see that, but that's a picture of me on top of the roof of Africa, 19,500 feet in the air. So I've been very blessed with the chance to go 2 times. I've been to 10 different countries in Africa, and it is an amazing place. And I want to go back, and I want to take my family there. And it is an amazing cultural, awesome place. And the people there were so kind and so happy. I was just talking about we went to some Maasai villages in Kenya and Tanzania, where they don't have electricity, they don't have television. We had a chance to spend time with some of the folks there, and they were some of the happiest, kindest, and nicest people that I've ever been around in my life. And it was really changed my perspective, and it was really neat. A lot of the folks that I had the chance to interact with there, they all wanted to talk about America and really were curious about America. And so it really helped to give me a great perspective about other views of our country here. So thank y'all for being here today. And I love Africa, and I really am passionate about it and hope to be able to go back more and to be able to do things for Africa. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Who's taking the picture?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But we are into supporting maternity wards. Recently, we've been doing fundraisers, procuring maternity ward supplies and supporting underserved communities with wards. We have adopted 2 wards, and we are looking into adopting a 3rd. We have supplied about 8 hospitals so far, and we have 5 more lined up this year. We have a fundraiser coming in. We do a lot of community service, and we also support education. As a matter of fact, we launched our ambassadorial scholarship to support girls here in underserved homes. So we have issued one of our scholarships to a Georgia State student, and we look forward to doing more. So come to our event on April 28th from 5. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is your number on here?
This to everyone. And thank you all for coming. It's been a good day and probably a long day for y'all too. But anything that we can do to make your visit here in the capital more enjoyable, let me know. But you
So the real deal, I don't think that's a spaz thing. Some good food. So bless you all. Again, I'm Sheriff Daisy Teague of South Florida. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Did you see what is going on? Even I got this to study.
On District 35 and on behalf of Senator James' office, we just want to thank you all so much for coming out. We really appreciate you all coming out to celebrate such a significant occasion. And I know personally that Senator James has frequented Africa many times. Yes. And so she's a lover of the culture, a lover of the people, and she really appreciates each and every one of you coming out today. And without further ado, Senator James.
Yes, let's go to the position. Mama Africa.
Hello and welcome to your state capital. It is all of you who make this happen up here. We've been working very hard on a lot of legislation. Many of you who were in the balcony and the gallery this morning heard me talking about the fact that Georgia has started dredging the port of Savannah. And of course, you know the Panama Canal is opening up. And so it'll be a straight shot from the coast of Africa to Savannah, and that means cheaper import and exports between the two, between all of Africa and the state of Georgia. So I think that earns an applaud because we can do business with Africa, and Africa can do more business with the state of Georgia, and it'll be much. And guess what? She's talking about all of you, all of us. We are of Africa. Amen? Amen. And I'm so glad this is the Honorable Joe Beasley. Yes. He is awesome, anointed, appointed, accepted, and approved. Get down. And I tell you, I don't know what I'd do without him. He taught me a lot politically. You know, I used to say, I'm not a politician. I'm not going to run for office. And I supported all the people that he was putting in office and he was helping because we shared the same hopes and dreams for the United States of America and for African Americans. And I call it American Africans because that's what we are. So then he supported me when I said, you know, they want me to run for office. And so he said, he hit the ground running and said, let's go, let's go. And did tell say he's been just like my sister right here, Mabel Thomas. Amen. So we all have gone and want to continue to go and be a part of it. So we're not just bringing you up and trying to show off our motherland. We are part of you, and we want you to come because we are all working together, and we love you, and we love ourselves, and we want everybody to take a DNA. And I bet you 90% of the people in this building, I don't care what color they are, have some African in there, right? So again, I do have to go back upstairs. I'm glad that I had a chance to host you again this year with Queen Blessing, bringing her beautiful kids who were pages for me today, and her wonderful mother who helped to fix some of the food. Thank you so much. And so many, I could call everybody's name in here because all of you had a part of this. Where are you? Mandy's?
Mandy's not here, but
okay, Geneva and Tails are here. Geneva, she's a senior at Georgia State. You want to wave your hand? Come on. She wore her African. Yes. Is that cute? Yes. And I have to present the resolution. Abel, maybe you want to come stand with me? She left. Okay. Papa, will you come and stand with me as I present this resolution to present it to all of you. And it reads, a resolution that was passed by the Georgia Senate, and it was signed also Senator Davenport and I, and Dr. Rett, Senator Dr. Rett, and others. And it is requesting that the State Department of Economic Development cooperate with Queen Blessing out of Itua, Global Empowerment Movement, and other purposes. Whereas Senator Donzella James sponsored Senate Resolution 381 to name Queen Blessed Itua, am I saying your name right? Yes. International Chief Advisor as the lead coordinator of African Diaspora Day, ADD, at the Georgia State Capitol. And whereas Queen Blessing coordinated the African Diaspora Day on March 22nd, 2016, 17, 18, and 14 African countries, including Haiti, Cameroon, Congo, Ethiopia, Gambia, Ghana, Kenya, I don't have my glasses on. Nigeria, oh, she knows them by heart. Achieving greater wellness and inspiring others to reach their dreams, fulfill their destiny, and become the blessings that we are created to be. And secondly, to promote the education and enrichment of African businesses and professional leaders, training of different professionals and other health professionals from Africa, and provide business leaders modern technology in diverse areas, agriculture, healthcare, and facilities in Africa and in the state of Georgia. And fourth, facilitate capacity development to train and enrich African legislators and members of parliament, etc., etc. Be it further resolved that the Secretary of the Senate be authorized and directed to make this appropriate copy. It's my honor to present Senate Resolution 381, signed by our Lieutenant Governor, Casey Cagle, and all of the others, including myself. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. So we will take a picture. Official picture here. Thank you. Again, we thank you so much for being here. Don't leave yet because...
It will be the next 2 or 3 months. It will be announced. In other words, she is your voice here in Georgia for Africans. So if you've got anything going on, you got complaints, whatever, you got a person to come to, so make use of it. We always, you know. Thank you. Thank you. It's a public figure. It's a public
My claim to fame is art. I'm the official artist for the Olympics, United States, 8 times, blah, blah, blah. But I'm working with DRC now. In fact, I came down to pick up 2 honorary Georgia citizenship proclamations for His Excellency M. Pato and Madame Morel that I'll be delivering on Tuesday when I go to Washington. Where we'll be, I'll be reintroduced to the ambassador. And we're going to be doing, working on do many things here for Congo and Congo, Georgia, back to Congo, and like so. So thank you for your time. And I hope to see you, and I'm sure I'll see you all again. Take care.
Thank you.